Yep.
Okay. So, obviously, it's been a while since we actually put anything out. It's been a busy summer and a bad summer. It hasn't rained hardly at all. A lot of forest fires, lousy weather. So we're kind of back, and we're kind of putting together a little bit of a different look for the channel. And so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about things that will help you guys in the growth, we hope, help the channel to grow and whatever. So Ted's going to talk about some of the fundamentals that he used from another sport and how it relates to snowboarding, and I will talk about something short and quick after that, and then we'll do another tape that will go into more detail. So Ted's going to have it as of now.
All right. So it's the off season and it drives me crazy. We're about halfway through. So a lot of weightlifting over the summer to get stuff organized, to get strong. And you want me to talk about this the motorcycle, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jim offers me propositions me and says, tell me how your motorcycle and your snowboarding kind of relate. And I was like, I think about this. All right. So I go out to my motorcycle and I look at it and I go, yeah, okay. First thing, check my equipment. First thing, check my equipment. Well, when I do snowboarding, check my equipment. Last season I had a real problem. My binding kept coming unscrewed. Before I'm going to go just stand on it, go out and ride, I'm going to check it and make sure it's good. On my motorcycle, I check my oil, I check my brake, I check my clutch, I check my tires. I don't want any of these things not working when I need them. That's exactly what I want to look at on my snowboard. I was telling Jim, the only time you don't check your equipment before you go out and do something is if you were walking barefoot and you were going to go for a hike in the woods. Then there's nothing between you and the woods and the ground. Then you don't have to check anything. It'd be an interesting walk.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back in front of the camera. Ted's going to slide out, and I'll have some things to say. All right. So basically what Ted said, I know I'm always saying what somebody said, but what Ted said was he was checking out his gear. He was preparing himself. He was not taking anything for granted. Just like I can tell you for sure that when Ted and I go back out in 3 months or less, we hope, got our fingers crossed or whatever, we will probably not run up the mountain and say, let's just rip down the face.
Beginner's slow.
We'll start out slow. We'll reanalyze what we're doing. So, for me, there are 5 fundamentals that I'm going to talk about that come from a life experience. You guys can sit and go, well, who cares? Well, you're a lot younger than we are if you said that, I can tell you, because we care. And for us to continue on this journey that we're on, we have to care. We have to be involved in it before black just touch the back, or don't. All right, so fundamentals of life that are important to me and all of you out there. Number 1 fundamental is discovery, and I will not go into what I mean by that, but I'm going to just name them, kind of like Abram does. Number 1 for me is discovery. Number 2 is your range of motion. Number 3 is rotation. Number 4 is balance, and you can see how that all kind of got together, which is easy. Makes number 5 coordinating all the above to continue through life. Now, this is the early stage of life that I'm talking about, so it means if you're younger, you're definitely going through these things. And if you're over 40, I'm going to tell you what we're actually doing. You're going to be regressing these things. And Abram did address that the other day when he said, God, I go out and I feel like I've regressed. Well, if you don't do these fundamentals that I just mentioned, pay attention to them, you will regress, and snowboarding is not for you. Because the older we get, the safer we've got to be.